I'm Everlesia, and this is a visual budget breakdown for us visual learners who like to see, and that's how we learn best. So I want to mention the reason why I do my budget on a scrap piece of paper is because I started out doing it in the reminder section of my phone, and it got distracted. 1 minute I'll be doing my budget, and the next minute I'll be on Instagram. So I was like, okay, I got to do it on a piece of paper. So let's get to it. So I do a breakdown like this: 2 boxes, 3, and then 1 at the bottom. So I like to plan out for the whole month, actually 2 months, but I'm just going to do a whole month. For example, week 1 and 2, since I get paid bi-weekly, and any funds that I make, any income I make in between, outside of my job, I put in these columns as well. So how I do it: income, expenses, and then I have the savings, the current lowest debt I'm trying to pay off, and then to-do list, and then the big goal, because each month all the goals allow me to get to the big goal, and that helps keep me on focus at the moments I get distracted. So a breakdown. So it's broken down week 1 and week 2. I'm just showing week 1. So most of the bills I finance, or just that I feel like are very large, I kind of break them down, and I do half 1 week and half the other week. So I have rent, $500 is automatically pulled out from my check, and that goes straight to account where I just only pay rent, just because I don't want it on the main bills count, and where I sometimes get, do a little too much. Like when I had my car, I sent half of it one week, and then I sent the other half just to make sure that I do it by the due dates at the end of the month so that I'm not late. Credit cards, I pay half this paycheck, and I'm going to pay the other half and make sure I do it by the due date at the end. Car insurance, those type of things that I pay, I might pay just one on that whole week and not do a budget breakdown and do the half on the other side. So anything that has an A by it means that it's automatically taken out, so that I don't have to worry about it taken out. It's going to automatically be taken out. Anything that doesn't have an A means I have to set it to be pulled out, because sometimes I change how much I pay, so that's why I usually don't do the credit card automated. And once I pay the bill, so once the half of the rent for that week goes to that account, I scratch it off. Once the half goes there, I scratch it off, scratch it off, scratch it off. I like to scratch it off because then I can see, okay, if there's nothing left for me to pay, that means that everything that's left over in my account is for me to do with other things I want to do, whether it's, going out to eat with my friends or any other extra things that might come up, gifts. Here as well. So also the reason why I enjoy doing the whole month plan out for how I get paid is because there are certain months where I feel like, okay, on week 1 I'm paying too many things. So if I feel like I can push it out to week 2, I do push it out to week 2, and that really just lets me just feel more relaxed, knowing, okay, I have a few grace periods, or I can call them and say I want to push it out to this date, and I can pay with week 2. So that's why I really love the breakdown of doing my whole month budget instead of just 1 week, because it's like, things happen, unexpected things might happen. I might have to push some things out that can be pushed out to week 2. That's what I like about that. And then savings. So I like to record my contributions. I have a 401k, a Roth IRA, money market, which is actually a high yield savings, and then I have a travel account. And I like to record these things because I think that it keeps me motivated, and I just remember at a time where I just didn't have any of these things, so I want to just be able to record it, not just focus on bills and expenses. And the reason why a travel account is the one that I just made sure I made time, even when I didn't have all the funds to necessarily pay for it, is because I realized travel is something that makes my quality of life better. So I made myself say, okay, even if it's just $5 a week or $5 or whatever I can afford, I'm going to make time to put money, make an effort to put money into my travel account. And I realized it adds up, y'all. Debt snowball. I'm going to do an extended video on my debt snowball, but this is how I do the lowest debt that I have at the moment. So I record the amount. I record the contributions, 150 that I make bi-weekly, and then any extra that I make in between. And then at the end of the month, I put what's the remaining balance, and I push it out to the next month. And so this is just going to keep me on track, so I can see, okay, any extra income that I could pull from those weeks to pay the extra, I'm going to put as well. And so that I say, okay, I feel good about that. I'm going to pay this debt off soon. I got a timeline to say, okay, when I pay this debt off, I can move on to the next lowest debt. And lastly, the most important, my to-do list for that month. So some things are sometimes on my to-do list are balance transfers. When I move money from my card with a 31 interest rate, they went up on these rates, and it's disgusting, to a rate that's 15. It's still high, but it's better than me paying interest on 31%, then 15. So I'll do those balance transfers. Also, calling, asking for discounts. Can't play with them. Call them, asking for the discounts, because you never know. Tell them you leaving or you think about going to a company with lower, and sometimes you get discounts. Even if it's $5-10 a month, that's money that you can use to pay towards debt, or you can use to saving. So that's why these to-do lists are so important, as well as cancel free subscriptions. I'm the queen. I got 3 emails, and sometimes I sign up for the free subscriptions, and then I'll make sure that I cancel on time, because again, all these things lead to my big goal. So if I feel like at that moment that is going to delay me getting to my big goal, I might just make those sacrifices and say, okay, I want to watch this show, but I can watch it in this free trial and then cancel when it's time. So that's my budget and breakdown. I hope that it broke it down and you had a better visual and see how I